This is the Hog Central Podcast. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
Welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. I'm glad to be joined by the Wabaseka walk-on wonder, Ernie Murry. How you doing, Ernie?
I'm doing great, Sully. I'm glad to be back another year.
Unfortunately, technical difficulties prevent us from getting Coach Z with us. And I want to go back, not the Queens game, but I want to talk about Texas Tech. And they talk about a motivator. I think Coach Cal is an inspirer. You look at Knox and Brazile, they're playing for the right guy because he's getting the best out of those two.
You know, he said something Friday at the Arts and Science Center about Carter Knox that I never will forget. He said, Carter, you already a millionaire with your NIL money. So go play. Stop putting all this pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And he told Carter, the only way you're going to make shots is if you shoot shots. And I like what he said. I mean, he talked about pushing the right buttons at the right time with right players. And he said Carter Knox is a key piece to us going. And he called Billy Goat. And I thought I liked that he called him Billy Goat.
But I like seeing Carter Knox not only shoot from outside, but attack the hoop. He's a big, strong guy. And when he's going to the free throw line, he's a more active, better player.
Well, most great players start inside out. You go in first. And I thought he made some shots. He made some easy shots. And then I think he got his mojo back. He hit a three in the corner. And Carter is a kid that if he's scoring, he plays both ends. He got some steals. He's a key piece to this basketball team, to the success of how far we go in the NCAA tournament.
We've had some great point guards at Arkansas.
Oh, my goodness.
But I don't think there's been one like Darius Acuff with his size, the way he sees the floor, the way he scores the ball. I mean, he seems to do it all.
You know, Acuff to me really doesn't play like a true freshman. He plays like an old man, like he played in the park with some older men and got savvy. He's really, really good at making this team go. When he wasn't scoring in the first half, he still was kicking the ball to Carter Knox, and he kicked the ball to Brazile. He is, to me, a very, very, very good point guard. Probably one of the top 3 point guards in the country.
Boy, I love his assist-to-turnover ratio. 57 assists, which is a high number, and only 20 turnovers. And then you look at Malik Thomas, and he's got 31 assists and only 9 turnovers. Those are freshmen.
Those are true freshmen. I don't believe they're true freshmen. They probably played somewhere else first. No, I'm only teasing. But you got to give Coach and the staff credit.
Yeah.
Because they bring Malik off the bench. And I think Wagner really, to me, is a 2 guard. So bringing Acuff in puts him over. Acuff makes really good decisions with the basketball thing. You know who he reminds me of a lot with the basketball?
Who's that?
Lee Mayberry.
Yeah, that's a good one to be compared to.
Yeah, he's a special talent for the Razorbacks.
I think Mayberry's more of a sniper than Acuff.
Yes, but they're sort of they both are laid back.
Hey, let's talk about DJ Wagner. He's had to sacrifice his ego. He was the guy who got him to the Sweet 16 last year. It was his team. Yes. Now he's watched this freshman come over, take his spot. Yeah, but the kid doesn't complain. He actually put his head down and drove to the hoop, and he's a better player when he goes to the hoop. And he's a guy who defends well, and I think he helps the team even when he's not scoring.
Well, it's a lot of guys that can affect the game more than scoring. And I think DJ touches balls. He plays great defense. He's a solid basketball player, but you're right. He must not have an ego, because I would be mad. If you come in and I'm used to the ball in my hand.
You're the older guy.
You're the older guy, and then you give it to a baby. I mean, it sort of would hurt your feelings, but supposedly he has accepted his role as the 2 guard, and Acuff is the man running the show, which I love DJ, but I just think Acuff is a better point guard than DJ Wagner.
I thought Coach Cal did a great job allocating minutes against Texas Tech. They were rolling, so Malik didn't get as many minutes. Knox and Brazile were rolling, so they got minutes. And I tell you who I thought played at a high level was Malik Ewan.
Oh my God!
He against a physical post guy.
Yeah, Cal said something about this in Little Rock Friday before they played Fresno State. He said, I called Ewan into my office and I said, I want to show you something. He showed him the tape when he was at Florida State. He said, that's the Malik Ewan I'm looking for. The one I'm getting at Arkansas is not the one I want. So, I mean, you got to give Cal credit. He pushes the right buttons at the right time. Malik Ewing affected that game in the first half. I thought with his physicality, getting all those rebounds, and I think we wore them down the second half.
I like what Cal does. He tells guys what they can be, how
be.
good you can be Brazile, how good you can be Knox.
Is that not amazing?
He's not tearing them down.
You know, and that's what a great coach does. He finds out what makes you tick, and then he gets on that. Look at Brazile this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevon, was in the doghouse 2 years ago. Not everybody's talking about Trevon.
It's
Brazile.
Amazing he has not left this university. He's still
He's been there 7 years. I mean, he's been there 7, 8 years, but I really like that kid.
And he had a game, man. I mean, he shot the ball so well, and then going to the offensive glass.
Yes. And I said this, and I believe this. The success of the Razorback basketball, this team, goes to Ewing, Brazile, and Pringle.
Yeah.
If those three guys can get 28 points and 10 rebounds, we're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, I hope Pringle's ego was suffering too, because he sat on the bench a lot of that game.
He did. He was a cheerleader that game.
Yeah.
But, you go back to his days at Alabama,
Yeah.
South Carolina, he showed some great things.
Yeah.
But he just is not gelled in this system. And Cal's system, it exposes you a little bit. You don't have a high basketball IQ because a lot of it is attacking at certain times. And Pringle, to me, is just struggling a little bit. I hope he gets it going for the SEC. I like this basketball team because they have a lot of pieces.
Yeah, and every piece helps.
Every piece helps.
You don't feel like, I felt like on that Texas Tech game, it was a complete team win.
Oh
you had so many guys.
Everybody contributed.
Billy Richmond, his minutes. I mean, it isn't a Razorback basketball game until Billy goes coast to coast.
Billy goes.
And you better get out of his way.
Yes, and Cal, mentioned after the game that he asked Nolan, "What advice would you give me with this basketball team?" And Coach Richardson response was, "I think you need to press a little bit more."
Press was a big difference. I mean, when they sped them up.
Yes. Sped them up. And, Texas Tech doesn't play as many players neither. I think they play 7 or 8 like we do. So I think we got into their legs. And at that 8-minute mark, you could see them sucking a little bit. And you got to give Coach Cal credit. He kept pushing these kids. He kept pushing them. Because the first half, they were making everything.
Yeah.
And we made some big shots.
You ref basketball, you played. What is it about games? The first half can, be played at a decent pace, but, pretty controlled. Then the second half, it's usually mayhem. It's up and down the floor. It could be 25-24 at the half and ends 75-74. But the game usually breaks down and becomes an up and down game in the second half.
Well, I think you get your adrenaline when you first start. Your nerves, it's just like anybody. When you first started winning TV, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you was nervous.
Yeah.
But you've done it so much now until it's just second nature. I think by the second half, those butterflies are gone. And I think both teams in the second half put the basketball in the hole. But you're going to have droughts in basketball where you can't score.
Yeah.
Similar to our football team where we couldn't score in the third quarter. So you're going to have droughts. The thing is, can you sustain the drought and come back and win the basketball?
I like the fact that we have so many guys who can drive to the hoop, and we hit our free throws normally, unless we send Pringle to the line. And then you don't turn over the ball. You're not going to have a lot of those. What do they call them in football? When you turn it over and they, turnovers during the action where it flips the floor right away.
Yes.
We don't have many of those.
No.
I mean,
you got to give them credit. This is a good basketball team.
Yeah, he recruited well. He recruited all the right pieces. He brought these two guards, and how you got both these guards to commit to Arkansas when they knew how good the other one was.
It's amazing.
They knew they had DJ Wagner on campus. You got to have guys who think highly of themselves.
Right, and not to knock DJ, but you brought in a couple guys with a little bit more pieces, and DJ has accepted his role, and he's still starting, which I really appreciate Coach Cal for doing that to keep his momentum up.
Yeah.
Think about if this team would have got Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, Amen may have been a problem because he would have wanted the ball in his hand. Acuff, to me, is a very, very great
You know what this
basketball.
season shows? That Coach Cal hasn't lost his fastball as far as recruiting high school players, to get those players and get the quality guys in the portal. He got all the right pieces. And I really think if he wants to make a run, this is the year, because there are not going to be many years where he has a base to work with like he had this year. This. He had significant pieces coming back. We talk Richmond and DJ and Brazile. And Knox.
You got four key players coming back.
That's not going to happen much with Coach Cal.
No, and not the way the transfer portal is now, because these guys are moving around. But you got to give him credit. He kept those pieces. Then he went and added some more key pieces.
Yeah.
And I think bringing in Ewan and Pringle and those two guards, they have complemented this basketball
one thing
team.
he refuses to do, he's going to get to 8 or 9, and that's just going to fill his bench.
Yeah.
The kid, because kids he knows.
Yeah, the kid I feel sorry for is Isaiah Seeley.
Yeah, I thought he looked good in Little Rock. He came in, he was a little nervous, but I thought he played well. He's the type of guy, you said, he doesn't hurt you.
He ain't going to hurt you. He don't shoot no bad shots.
Yeah.
He's going to attack the basket, but a lot of coaches just believe 8 is enough. And Coach Cal believe 8 is enough, but I believe we still gonna need another body. We got Queens coming in tonight, which is I never heard of.
You got to play those teams. They shoot 33s a game.
Right.
Yeah. So the attention will be, if they hit their threes, they can be competitive.
Right. But if they don't, But if you live and die by the 3, you're not gonna win a lot of basketball games.
No. And that's one thing about this team is I think it's a better 3-point shooting team than it was a year ago when you add both Acuff and Thomas is going to have a game where he hits like 7 out of 8.
Yes.
In conference. He's going to have one game where he hits like 7 out of 8 and hits for 30 points. And it's been.
But you know what? This team does it by committee. That's why Arkansas is so good.
Yeah.
Brazile can shoot the 3 some nights.
Yeah.
Cardenas can shoot the 3. Acuff, Malik Thomas, and Wagner. So how do you play Arkansas?
Yeah, I worry for the mojo. What if Brazile comes out and he misses his first 2 threes?
And he has a tendency if he
disappear.
don't he would disappear if he go 0 for 3, he's not gonna shoot anymore. But if I'm Cal, I'm gonna say keep shooting.
Yeah.
Keep shooting. He told Malik Thomas, your shot looked better going up than a lot of guys making it. So you got to keep shooting the basketball.
And he's tried to get Knox he said Knox is great at running the floor, to be a rebounder. And that's the one thing he wants Knox to be. And I noticed Knox mixed it up inside. He's a big guy.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine you go to the NBA camp and they tell you what you need to work on to improve your draft stock? You come back next year with all that pressure on you to do this. I think the kid needs to just go play and have fun. It's just like Coach Cal said in Little Rock. He's already a millionaire in NIL. So he shouldn't have much pressure. Just go play and enjoy life. We need all of these guys. We need all of these pieces. This is a basketball team, to me. It's the best basketball team been in Fayetteville in a long time. Because you got 3 bigs, you got 3 or 4 guys that can score. You got everything you need to make a deep, deep run in the NCAA tournament.
And Coach Z mentioned something about Coach Cal. Conference championships are important to him.
Oh, very.
And this is a year looking around the league, unless Vandy's found another Diego Pavia. They're doing it in basketball now.
That's amazing.
The only team ranked ahead of them in the AP poll is Vandy at number 13.
Is Vandy 10-0, 11-0?
I don't know.
What are they doing in Nashville? We need to figure out what's going on.
They unlocked a lot of NIL money that they hadn't been using.
Right, but UCA played them. I think earlier.
Played them pretty tough.
They only beat UCA 11 points.
Yeah, but you're going to have your off nights.
You're going to have your off night. But this is a year, if Arkansas takes care of business, I think we can win the regular season and maybe the tournament. But this team if we can stay healthy, that's the key to it, Sully. If we can stay healthy and Cal keep pushing the right button, I like this basketball team. I like the effort of this team. I mean, like you said, they get downhill, they get to the basket. They are not selfish. They are very unselfish basketball team.
And I love to hear Acuff, I think it was on the coach's show, on the radio show, talking about he's still, working on deciding when to shoot, when to pass, that the kid's thinking about it.
That's amazing.
In his assist numbers, he has 26 over the last 3 games, are going up every game. He's just getting better and better as a point guard. And, at first I was sold that Thomas was the better player. And now I realize that Acuff's the most valuable player.
Most time those experts, those guys.
Yeah, they know who they're doing.
They know. When they kept saying Acuff was the better player, I see it now. But at first I thought Malik Thomas was. But Acuff affects the game in so many areas. And he's a big physical guard.
Yeah, and he is. He plays, and I like it. the team played him in Little Rock. I forget who it was. They irritated him. I mean,
Fresno State.
Fresno State. One time they were on Acuff. He just shoved the guy away. I kind of like to see that attitude from my point guard. And he's he doesn't take any crap from anyone. And both of them defend. That's defend at a high level for these highly rated freshmen. They play defense.
And this is what I like. Most guys that score don't guard anybody.
That's right.
But Acuff and Malik Thomas play on both ends of the court.
Malik Thomas especially, because he's more of just a scorer,
right?
You know, where you think he'd be the guy that would be a little lax defensively, but he's long,
and they, like you said, they're so long until they cause teams havoc in the half court. And when this basketball team is running and playing free, they're a really good basketball team.
And I think Cal does a good job. You earn your minutes. Right away he gave Acuff and Thomas the minutes, and you saw that they deserved the minutes.
Deserve it. But, a kid like Thomas, I think he only played 15 minutes in the Texas Tech game, and he was used to averaging I think he was getting about 30 minutes a game.
Yeah,
but guess what?
Second on the team in minutes.
Right. Carter Knox stepped up in that game. So I think Coach Cal was finally happy to see Carter come out of his shell and have a good basketball game. This team has a good week. They got an easy game, and then Saturday they got the tough.
Oh, wow.
They got Houston.
Yeah, talk about a physical test.
This would tell us about our physicality because Houston plays really physical basketball, and I hope our three bigs are ready to step up.
You got two Hall of Fame coaches.
Two Hall of Fame coaches. Is that not amazing? Give Coach Cal credit.
Yeah,
he's already played all of the Elite Eight teams already.
Yeah. What I love about him is
he'll play anybody.
He loves the big stage.
Yes,
he loves the big stage.
Yes.
And he knows he has a team that can fight too. I mean, they went. I mean, could have beaten Duke, could have beaten Michigan State.
We're down to the wire.
The fact that they've come back and beat Louisville and Texas Tech is impressive.
Yeah, and he already.
Well, what's Cal say? He can't lose all of them.
He can't lose. He said you're gonna win some of them. And give him credit. He said we already know next year we're gonna play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we already know we're going back to New York.
How much fun has it been as a fan base to watch these games?
Oh, I like it
every weekend.
Oh, I love it.
They all have the NCAA tournament feel.
Right.
That Texas Tech game
was
from the start to finish. It was back and forth.
Yes.
And you've seen big men at their best. Those two, I mean, Boozer, And,
he's a man. He's a man. And the kid from Texas Tech, I went blank.
He didn't travel as much as Boozer. He didn't have as many violations not called as Boozer did.
Yeah.
He did travel some, but Arkansas is just not getting the calls right now.
No, they're not. But, and sometimes you're not going to get that. So we don't want to put it on calls. We want effort. And, and I think that's what Coach Cal is pushing, effort. And he said he really, really likes this basketball team. Yeah. And I asked him, I said, what about Isaiah Seeley? He said, I'm trying to find some minutes for him.
Yeah, you got to earn your minutes, though, in practice.
And I love that.
You know what I think I like about Coach Cal? Out-of-bounds plays. We run out-of-bounds plays. I didn't feel like it must. We kind of just threw it into Mason Jones and let him throw it up from 25 feet.
Yes, they run sets.
Yeah.
I mean, but in the half court, they do a lot of, freelance and spacing and sometimes we run the shot clock down and he put it in his best player hand and say, Acuff, go get me a bucket.
And Acuff has been,
wow.
My God. Yeah.
He's special.
Yeah, he just doesn't have bad games. And that assists the turnovers for
a true freshman,
for as much as he handles the ball.
It's amazing.
And then his driving to the hoop, he's so strong and under control.
He's always, even when he misses it, it still looks good. He's like you said, he just has a great body. He has he has a feel for the game, something you can't teach. It's just instincts. His instincts are so good as a basketball player.
I think as a coach, and Cal is one who really works on these recruits. He's at their games. You don't want to spend all that time, effort, and money on a guy that's not going to help you. And he's got to feel like that was money and time well spent on both Thomas and Acuff. They said he was at so much at Thomas's games in Pittsburgh that it was no big event when he showed up. Cal,
wow.
Yeah, Cal does the work.
You got to give him credit because the way recruiting is now, if you sign him and you don't show up, he may not come.
Yeah.
So you really, with this NIL deal, the way these schools are recruiting, I mean, I think he's smart that, you got to go see him 8 to 10 times. Give him credit. Yeah. I think he won a couple big games here. Next thing we know, he in Pittsburgh watching Malik Thomas. You got to get his guy. He is the best recruiter that I've ever seen.
And he does all the right things. I mean, holding the camps in Russellville and wherever he goes in preseason as far as he can go. And then when he comes to North Little Rock, having the two events, having the one at the Arts Center, he had another one, and then he had one at the Governor's Mansion.
Is that not amazing?
Yeah, he makes it an event, you know,
Yes.
and he loves an audience. He loves to speak.
Wait a minute, it was amazing. 55 minutes, Cal was still talking. I said, "Whoa, he can talk," and he's
he's highly entertaining. He can captivate a room.
He's great, and I think he likes, and maybe I hope this don't offend anyone. I think he wanted another opportunity. I think at Kentucky,
I think it got old.
It got old, and I think Arkansas.
They didn't appreciate him like Arkansas fans do.
They love him being
here. And this is a second chance for him. I talked to his son Brad, who's a serious guy, and Brad said, the ultimate goal will be to win a national championship with his dad.
Oh man, that would be special.
Yeah.
One thing, give him credit for. At the Louisville game, the fans, the student section was chatting overrated.
Yeah.
He took the PA and said, "We don't do that."
Yeah.
I love that because what he's saying is, our expectations are we're a good program. We don't have to say no.
Yeah, we don't upset anybody at our place.
No, we don't upset anybody here. And he's really been great everywhere he goes. He just know how to captivate people and make people like it. Look at him right before the game. He played Texas Tech. He's with Daniel Gafford. He's with PJ Washington. Yeah, and he's with.
He's got connections everywhere.
Everywhere.
His list of NBA players
is unbelievable,
and they're all great pros.
Great pros.
Yeah,
no problem. Just great pros, and great kids.
That's one thing at Arkansas when you're recruiting the guys he's recruited. They're generally guys who don't have problems. I mean, they're here, and Brad was saying this. They are treated like pro athletes. I mean, the way they get their treatment, it's a many-hour, everyday thing. They're paid like pros, and they're treated like pros.
And you can tell it's sort of, if you go to practice, it is ran like a pro organization. They come in, they go to training room, and I didn't see no study hall,
Yeah,
so I guess
they're all online.
Oh, everything is online.
Yeah, I don't think Acuff is shooting for a degree.
No, Acuff is shooting to be a lottery pick in the NBA.
You make a Final Four run, they'll give you an honorary degree.
They'll give you one. Yeah, you can go back and do like a lot of them. You can go back and buy a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what he's doing also with the state.
Yeah.
J.J. Andrews, you think about this.
Yeah.
All these schools, Cal locked him up early.
Yeah, J.J.'s special.
Oh, he's special.
What a great kid.
Yeah. Oh, and
he is a physical specimen.
And let's talk about him a little bit. I know we're talking Razorback.
Yeah.
He has a concussion right now.
Yeah.
But that is a great, great kid to referee.
Is it really? Yeah.
Never says a word. Thank you.
Yeah, you see him on the court.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, JJ, I really appreciate you becoming a Razorback. And he said, it was no question I was a Razorback always.
Yeah,
and I like that.
He plays with the joy. He's a really nice man, and he's got Sean and his wife have done a great job with him.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
Because he's been under the spotlight.
Oh, all his life. Yes. But,
football coaches want him to play football so badly.
Oh, my God. You see the body?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's worked on. He wants to be the best player. That's the thing. He wants to be the best. And
Lee Mayberry said he's the best player in Arkansas, hitting the mic, since Joe Johnson.
Yeah, he could be.
Lee Mayberry said. He played him a couple weeks ago. He said, I got the scouting report, and I didn't know how to stop him. I couldn't stop him. I think he said he had 42 on him.
I remember the game we had years ago, and it was Joe Johnson and Jarrett Hart who went to Oklahoma.
Oh, yes.
And I think they played North Little Rock in like the state title game or the 7A or 6A or 5A, what it was then, and they won like 85-40. I mean, it was Joe was hard to guard in high school. I mean, just
we sitting here. I think we what are we 8-2, 7-3 right now, and we're number 13. But we played great competition. This gonna pay dividends.
2 losses,
This gonna pay dividends late in the season.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna help us get a better seeding, and it's gonna put us probably closer to playing, I would say, in the South.
You got to like all these big coaches that have earned the Hall of Fame status. Yes. Self isn't afraid to play people. Izzo isn't afraid to play people. I mean, so these teams are I mean, these preseason games are so much fun. You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't do that in football because you look what happened to Notre Dame.
Yes.
They got penalized for going to Miami and losing by 3 on a last-second field goal.
Yeah, and and they were 10-2, and they beat the brakes off of us in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And
But that's different in basketball.
it's different. Yeah, it helps you in basketball.
Plus, some of these games now, these kids are getting paid. You know, that's why it used to be you go over to Hawaii, and that was the big classic, the Rainbow Classic, whatever
Yes.
they played over there.
The Maui and all
The
that.
Maui
Yeah,
Invitational used to
yes.
be the big game.
Yes.
Now no one plays over there because they go to these Players Classic in Las Vegas and get paid.
Get big money.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I thought the university, but the kids are actually getting paid now.
Yes.
This is amazing.
That's why no one's playing over in Maui anymore.
Wow.
USC won that title.
He sure
That
did.
was a watered down field.
Yeah, it was the worst field I've ever seen.
Yes,
Yeah.
because these players want to be
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah. They had, I think Boise State was there. I think,
Yeah.
I.
And what impresses me, though, too, is the Razorback fans to get to all these venues.
It's amazing.
Anywhere you go. U8, they're playing in New Jersey, there'll be Hog fans there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What do these families do where they can just follow them around the country?
I went to the NCAA tournament in Las Vegas when they were playing, and I couldn't believe, it was a West Coast, basically regional. Arkansas had more fans there. Just people took vacations and went out there.
Yeah.
And but it was they dominated the American Airlines Arena against Texas Tech too.
I think what's happening with the Razorback fans, we are so hungry for success right now. We're getting back to national relevance, but other than, baseball has been good.
Yeah.
Basketball had a run. I think people are so excited that we are in the national conversation.
Yeah, how much fun
again.
was that run last year where you thought at the end of the year, if they get the right bounce, this team could win it all?
Could win it all. Should have beat Texas Tech.
And that's what you want when you get Cal. You got the players.
You got the players.
We're not going to go into many games where we say, I want that roster.
No. We got probably one of the best rosters in college basketball.
That was the big question when he came to Arkansas.
Could he get the talent?
Was it Kentucky or Cal? And we found out it was
It's Cal. Yeah, because Kentucky's already been beat 36 points.
Yeah. And I like the fact, too, that some guys, when they have achieved at the highest level, they put it in kind of cruise control. No, he's still highly motivated.
I told you, coming to Arkansas gave him new life to coaching and a second win. He wants to prove that he was not burnt out. And I think he's so excited to be here, and we're excited to have him because he has put us back on the national
I like
stage.
the fact that he keeps saying, I like this team.
He like him.
He's saying that.
Yeah.
He's been around some really good teams.
He has a great basketball team.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of Houston? I mean, this is going to be another. They got 2 or 3 guys back. That's one thing now with the NIL. These good teams are retaining players.
But, I don't know how Houston keep them because they don't do their NIL the same way Arkansas does. They put it all in a pool.
Yeah, they only score like 60 points a game, too.
Right.
So.
Well, they gon' physically. We won't get dunks against Houston.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna knock the crap out of you.
Yeah, they've got those 23-year-old guards.
25, 30-year-old. Yeah, they 30-year-old. And the big man been there forever. I'm trying to think of his name.
Yeah, they have a new one now, a freshman coming in.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's going to be a tough game. It's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We can beat anybody.
That's right.
And I think if this team come out and play, we can beat Houston.
Grant McCaskill, the Texas Tech coach, is a sharp guy. And he said afterwards they got a pro point guard.
That's what he said.
And then he said Brazile was much improved. Those are the 2 players that really shocked him, especially Brazile.
Yeah.
Because they had handled kind of Brazile they saw the no-show Brazile in the tournament game.
And let's go back to that. What has happened to Brazile this year? In the Texas Tech game in the tournament, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah. But he had done he had really done well late in the season though. But he's the type of guy that if he misses his first few shots, his mojo kind of I think disappears.
Yeah.
When he hits a couple, he's had those halves where he'll score like 17 or 18 and
then he finished the game with 21.
And he's a guy, he's so long and athletic that he
God.
can affect the game with rebounding and blocking shots and I think he wants to please too. I mean, he's got a guy now that, I think Muss was like a trampoline up and down.
Right.
That's not a good guy for Brazile.
No, Brazile needs a guy like Cal.
Yeah,
Somebody
Cal's
gonna pick
a
him up.
constant encourager.
That's exactly
He
right.
doesn't give up on any player.
Nope.
I mean, look at Knox. A lot of people would have discarded him.
Right.
Said, and he stayed. He said he spent 2 weeks. I don't know if he spent 2 weeks, but he insists he spent 2 weeks on Knox.
Oh, he was on him. He
Yeah.
said, I just left practice. I've been on Carter. I was like, oh, my goodness. And he said, at some point, Cal said, once a kid show you what he can do, it's up to the coach to get it out of him again.
Yeah.
And I like what he's doing. Brazile, NIL money, this is his last year. So Brazile is trying to position himself to play at the next level.
Yeah.
And I think if he keep playing, somebody's going to look at it. Brazil's going to get a shot.
What kind of motivator was Nolan?
A lot like Cal.
Was he really?
Yeah, but some days he would go crazy, and then the next day he pick you up. So good coaches know the button to push.
Yeah.
They know when, I can get on you or I need to stay off of you and get on somebody else. But one thing I always like, and I see a lot of this in Cal, he always talked positive about his basketball team. Now, in practice, he may have said something different, but when he came to you all, Coach Richardson, he always was positive.
Yeah.
And that's what a real coach does. You got to push the right button.
Yeah.
Coaching this day is more mental than it is anything.
Yeah.
And I think Carter Knox and all those guys, they understand that.
Yeah. The one thing I liked about Nolan is I think he took the mindset most of the time of, we're going to play our game and you're going to prepare for us. We're gonna do our things and we're going to play our game.
That's exactly what he said.
He
said, we're going to watch the tape a little bit, but I ain't worried about them.
Yeah.
I'm worried about you all.
I always got the impression watching them that, they were the guys that were taking control of the game. There was never anybody that imposed their will, except for Vegas on that that one Sunday.
Oh, yeah, they were tough. That's the best team, I probably shouldn't say, that money could buy back then.
Yeah. When they used to go through the back door. Now they come through the front door.
They come through the front door. But I really think this basketball team can really be special.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this team make a really, really deep run.
Yeah.
They got more pieces than they had last year.
I love the way they finished. They've had games where they responded. When Tech would hit a bucket, they'd hit a bucket, and that's a sign of a good team, and you would think a young team might fold in that kind of circumstance, but not this team. No,
and when you play on that stage as Acuff and Malik Thomas, they so used to the limelight, playing in all these big tournaments and all of these Nike. They used to the limelight. This team could be so dangerous by March until we can make a deep, deep run. I think this team can go to the Final Four.
Yeah, it all depends on luck and draw, too.
Yeah, you draw. Yeah. There's some good basketball teams around. Let's not forget, Purdue is good.
Yeah.
Michigan may be the best team in the country right now.
Hey, the one thing we've seen, Louisville was good.
Louisville was good.
They look like they had talent.
And then
Michigan State looked
everybody.
Good. One thing we've scheduled teams, and these teams are good.
Real good.
They're just not the name out there. No. They're playing well, all of them.
All over the country.
I can see Texas Tech making a run.
Oh, they're going to make a run. He's a great coach. I like it. Yeah. I don't think he has as much talent as us. Yeah. But I think he's a very, very good coach.
Yeah, they had no answer for Acuff at the end of the game.
He
or
just
Brazile,
took over.
our athletes inside.
Yeah, we took over.
All right, Ernie, it's been a pleasure talking hoops.
All right.
We're going to work this out in this day and age.
We're going to get it worked out. Okay.
All right, thank you for tuning in, and make sure to press like on this podcast if you can. That would help us out. Thanks for tuning into the Hog Central Podcast. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hog Central Podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube, or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.